In this video, I'm going to be showing you a cigarette trick where you're going to take a cigarette and push it inside one of your hands. And once you completely push the cigarette inside, you're going to crush that hand and vanish the cigarette into thin air. And after you do that, you're just going to bring the cigarette out from your other hand. So that is an impromptu trick, and here is how you're going to do it. This trick is very easy to do, and that's why the tutorial won't be very long. So basically for this trick, you're just going to need a cigarette and a little bit of skill and nothing else. So you're going to have this cigarette and you're going to hold the cigarette with these three fingers and on this end, not on this end, okay? So after you're holding the cigarette from here, all you're going to do is you're just going to push the cigarette inside this hand part by part, and you're going to do that by hitting the cigarette just like that. And once you are hitting it with the other hand, you're hitting it from this area, from the middle part of the middle finger, that is the middle line. So this is the top line, this is the bottom line, and this is the middle line. So from this area, you're actually hitting this cigarette inside your hand. And once you go for the final hit, all you're doing is, while hitting it for the final time, you're actually moving your hand forwards along with bringing it down. So once you do that, you can see like the cigarette automatically goes into this hand. When the cigarette comes into this position, it naturally gets pumped between this finger and the palm of your hand. So this way the cigarette actually gets pumped. And since the cigarette is delicate, you're also not pressing onto the cigarette, which makes it look like supernatural, because you're not going to curl your fingers more inside from the front. So if you curl your fingers more inside, which is going to be suspectful, because at that time spectators are going to think that you're going to grab something. But since the cigarette is delicate, you don't want to damage it, you're also not going to curl your fingers in. The cigarette is automatically going to get pumped, and that's why it will look like naturally you push the cigarette entirely inside your hand, but the cigarette actually goes into the other hand. Now you're going to drop this hand by the side of the body, and then you're going to pretend to squeeze the cigarette while you don't even have the cigarette in this hand. You're going to pretend to squeeze it, and then you're going to open your hand and show that this hand is empty. That means the cigarette has vanished. And while you do all of this stuff, and remember that this hand was by the side of your body, you're just going to change the position of the cigarette while nobody is noticing, because everybody's attention is on this hand. You're going to like change the position of the cigarette from this position to this position. Now as you can see, like I can really do it with one hand. Even you can do it with just a little bit of practice, and you're going to do this move while you are rubbing the fingers on the other hand. So everybody's attention will be on this hand, and this hand will be dropping by the side of your body when you're actually doing that nasty move of transferring the cigarette from one position to the other. Now the cigarette is in this position, and you have to bring your hand up in front of the spectator very carefully, because as you can see that the cigarette is hiding just behind one finger, that is the thumb. And so it is so much angle sensitive. If you tilt your hand a little bit towards this or a little bit towards the bottom, you can flash the presence of the cigarette, and you don't want that to happen. So just practice this in front of a mirror before actually performing it to an actual spectator. So once you bring this hand upside, after you put the cigarette in this position, once you bring the hand upside safely, all you're going to do is basically you're going to come over here and you're going to pinch the cigarette. This is the exposed view. You're going to pinch the cigarette from here, and you're going to use the middle finger just to extend the cigarette out. And you're going to do that while the hand is in this position, and it will look like that the cigarette just magically appeared from thin air. And that's how you are actually going to bring the cigarette back and complete this entire cigarette trick. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, then consider subscribing, because that is going to help me create a lot of amazing contents like this one. And thanks for watching. Peace.